Hey, you all. Thank you so much for listening, and please excuse any intrusive background noise. So I was just doing some recollecting, trying to pinpoint, when it is that Carmen was on board with all of this, and I keep thinking that it's either the lunch that we had with my mother when my mother and her were having that. At least my mother. I don't know about Carmen. But my mother was acting really strange with Carmen. I felt like she was competing with Carmen for some strange reason. My mother's never acted like this around any of my girlfriends, but none of my girlfriends have been Harvard graduate pediatricians either. So, not Harvard Med, but Harvard, then she went to a different med school, but nonetheless, she's no dummy. And so maybe my mother felt, I don't know. Uh, so, it is possible that she got on board with my mom and with Tatum, because when she met my mother was when my mother visited Santa Cruz. But Tatum should have already had contact with her, most likely because I gave her the number because she was pregnant at the time. Tatum was pregnant, and so although I was thinking it could have been either one of those, the reality is that we're all Davenport people. I mean, Davenport is her spot. I mean, it was my spot to some degree. I buried my guinea pigs up there, and I really love that spot. But you know, she's a professional windsurfer. That is the windsurfing spot on the coast, and so you know, I'm not a dick like her. Never mind. Anyway, um, yeah, I thought I loved the girl. But it's possible since Max was already there, and you got to make. I used to take. We go everywhere to go surf, so. But the reality is that I met him at Davenport. He was at Davenport when I met him, and that also explains. It was just so strange because Max, I think, is a handsome dude. I'm pretty sure of it. When I say pretty sure of it, not that fucking sure. But I know good-looking people. He's a good-looking guy, man. Decently spoken, and yeah, I trusted him. That's for sure. I still trust him, actually. But my mother was just. We also had lunch with Max, me and my mom, and my mom was just. She just never. She didn't act like anything like Steve, or what's his name, the tall Jamaican guy, or Terrence Bells. She didn't act, especially Steve, young Steve, 19-year-old Steve. Yeah, that one. Anyway, uh, my mom's a stud, and but I recall that, and I need to pinpoint the time of this, but I'm pretty sure it was the first few weeks of our relationship. We were going to Moss Landing, and then I think it got even smaller. Moss Landing was just right, shoulder high, maybe face high, and then it got a little bit smaller. So we went to Reservation Road in Marina, Monterey County, where Todd Endress was attacked by that big great white. This man, surfer, was attacked 3 times and survived, and then he died of a strange occurrence. Where they believe he crashed his car and that he slowly succumbed to death after 3 days before anybody could find him. Really strange. I mean, that great white, it hit him 3 times. If you see, you can go online and Google Todd Endress and Marina State Beach Park or something like that, shark attack, and I mean, it opened him up completely. Anyway, so we get out to Reservation Road, and a lot of the Monterey County guys, all the way up to Moss Landing, uh, they are super localized, and the main reason for that, I think, the main reason for that is because Santa Cruz is localized. When they go to Santa Cruz, they probably get vibed, and so since they get vibed out there, they fucking set up their own kind of a. But that's not uncommon. That's what surfers do. For some reason, they claim spots and they localize spots, and not always, but sometimes it can be violent. And so anyway, Reservation Road was small, so there was only one or two peaks working. There couldn't have been 6 or 8 of us out. It was me and Carmen. We didn't go with nobody else, and there was maybe 2 or 3 other little groups of 2 or 3 people. And on the paddle out, it's a really cold water spot, so you wear these hoods as well as booties, as well as, of course, as your wetsuit. And unless you're really looking, you can't tell if it's a guy or a girl or who they are, really. I mean, you could tell if you know somebody's paddle style or board or something like that. For instance, if you go to 4 Mile and what is his name, Dwayne, he's got this. He looks like a wind-up toy. Click, 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 click. But I'm making fun of him. But you can be assured, if you try to paddle battle that guy, he can zoom. He zooms, and he's a real asshole at 4 Mile. Is the reality, and I can't remember what the name of the place site was, about surf or something like that. It was a really good site, super good site. I think people that surfed a lot that were localized didn't like the site because it was an honest site, and it was. But there was stories on there going back like 10 years to of different kind of occurrences and people saying how they keyed his car and all kinds of shit. I talked to him one day and we became friendly for a little while, and he told me that I mean he would come back and his car would always be fucked up. People would always fuck with this shit. And one of the stories was I brought my handicapped child out to 4 Mile and Dwayne made him cry. And I was just like, it's such a horrifying story. Which is funny because you'd figure somebody would eventually pump him, just pop him in the face. But anyway, so that's a little bit of surfing culture. It's such a cool and beautiful situation, but the reality is, sorry, I keep dropping that. But the reality is that it makes people impatient that think that they're good at it, and most of the time they are good at it, but they aren't willing to share the wave with other people, other than their tight knit group of people. It's different from skiing and things like that. Guys that are really good at skiing and snowboarding, they just jump over you or fly around you. But for surfing, it's a limited resource, so there can be a lot more frustration and aggression and sometimes violence. So anyway, me and her are getting ready to paddle out. We start paddling out. It's the initial paddle out, and like I say, surfers, they do all this kind of weird stuff. And if you're paddling out, you're supposed to go wide. And no matter what, when you're paddling out, it's your responsibility to paddle around and out of the way of the surfers that are coming trying to catch a wave. You should avoid them as much as possible. So I was paddling out, and there was somebody paddling on a wave, trying to catch the momentum of the wave. Like I said, it was a smaller day, so sometimes there doesn't really just pick you up, carry you. Sometimes you paddle and you don't quite get it. And they were aiming. They were. I was going wide and staying as wide as I think I possibly should have. And this individual kept paddling, kind of aiming towards me. And personally, I really I do all those things. I respect the rules and I understand what they are. But if somebody wants to be a dick or whatever, I'm down for like I'm not really all that good at surfing and stuff like that. So I find joy in telling these guys that are good, that are popping off and being all fucking bossy and aggressive, that, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna fucking surf with you all day. And when I say that, what I mean is like, no, I'm gonna sit here with you, right fucking beside you, not fucking stop talking, annoy the fucking life out of you, and make sure that I'm in the way of every fucking wave you're gonna catch. Otherwise, shut the fuck up, go catch your wave, and fucking leave me the fuck alone because I will be out of your way. Uh, yeah, I'll be out of your way most likely. I got run over a few times, so I learned my lesson. But on the paddle out, this person is coming towards me. I'm paddling wide, and all of a sudden, the person, when we kind of pass each other, the person turns to their friend, and then I hear their voice. It's a girl, a woman, saying that I had just punched her. I always thought it was a really, really strange fucking story. Well, I mean, it's not a story. I mean, it happened, but it's. But I always thought it was really strange the way that girl behaved. As soon as she said it, I looked back to Carmen. I was like, "What the fuck? Did you see me punch this girl?" and then I fucking looked back out and focused on her three, two, three, four friends she was with. Picked the biggest guy out of all of them and fucking started to paddle straight fucking for him and fucking popped off a bit about what the fuck is this, man? I ain't fucking hit no fucking girl. What the fuck? Which of course, if if this wasn't just random, then they're probably playing off of the Epiphany incident, which I didn't punch her, but it was all bad. I'm not gonna go into details. Epiphany, I'm pretty sure that I said sorry before, but I know that there was a lot of static back then, and I could never. I was definitely sorry then, but I've grown much since then, and yeah, I'm very, very sorry. So I quelled that situation by letting everybody know that I'm down to fucking get beat up by the biggest guy out there. And not just that. I mean, one of the nice things about dating Carmen is she's a she's trained in martial arts, and I mean, if something were to go down, I think she probably could kick most of their asses. So, but it makes me wonder if it was, I can't remember if she texted anybody or I'm pretty sure we probably went to Moss Landing first and then came up with the Reservation Road idea afterwards. Well, we might have went straight there. So I can't know, but it seems really interesting, kind of on the Epiphany tip, and kind of like, did Carmen give me her motorcycle actually out of being told to do that by fucking my parents and Tatum saying that I used to be this fucking I guess wannabe gigolo or some shit. I mean, I didn't want to be anything like that. I just had girls that were really nice and they bought me really nice shit and stuff and all that. So anyway, so I don't know if that was the time, if she was already locked in because of Max, or was she already locked in from either Tatum or my mom's visit. I don't. I didn't see Carmen really. I guess she was. They were both doing it. I was just so surprised that my mother was acting the way she was, and I mean, it was uncomfortable because it made me feel like she was like. I almost felt like my mom was, and this is a absolute compliment to, Mincy. I should have married. There's two people I should have married. It was Mincy and Janelle. Alabama Janelle and Clemencia Alison. But Mincy, if a girl was looking at me, or if I was looking at a girl, she would pop off, man. But my mom was kind of acting like, that. Not like she was gonna fight with Carmen, but just like, kind of like, you better know, or I don't know. It was fucking weird. And so I don't know if Carmen was playing along with her, or well, what I do know is that if she was in on it since Max, since Davenport, since before we got together, then I think you could presume that I mean, I'm just surprised that she was totally intimate with me, all of that other kind of stuff, cooked for me, and all of that kind of stuff. Of course, I woke up with her on top of me, and I'm pretty sure she drugged me, probably with estrogen, is what I'm thinking. And anyway, there's a lot of other stuff, but this is mostly about pinpointing and trying to figure out when people were clicked in with these people and exactly who they were clicked in with. Because with Max, you got to consider that most likely he and Jane, as well as other surfers from that area, were probably communicating through Facebook and all that other bullshit. So that's it. Was Carmen in on it when the marina incident? Was Carmen in on it way early before all that with from Max? Got to remember, Jane had dinner with her. I had to go. I came home from work to Carmen's house. We were gonna have dinner, and then they were gonna hang out, and I was gonna go to. I had to take care of some stuff at the house with the plants and all that, the business. And geez, was that when the change was? There was a marked change in Jane. So Carmen was onto it by the time we had that dinner, and that's when I was working with TK over at the heck was the name of that stuff? It's like tempeh, and which she came over there and definitely poisoned the waters there. But those waters were going to be poisoned anyways because they were going to be poisoned through Chris and Sean and all that. Because I guess Johnny, I was too hard on Johnny, which I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I mean, it was a fucking complete failure, and I did everything I could to try to help because that's what the fuck I do. But nobody sees anything that I do as helping ever. For some reason, while they're kicking me, somehow or another, I'm abusing them. And when I complain, they raise a stink that I'm threatening them or that I'm going to be violent in a manner that's just outstandingly fucking dangerous. And all of that is absolutely crazy because the whole time they're fucking kicking me and screaming and acting crazy, or I might be acting a little bit crazy, but they're the ones that are actually abusing me and saying that it's the other way around and that I am in fact attacking them, which I think I've got so much stacked up that to be able to prove that I most likely haven't really raised my hands to anybody. Nothing but my voice and nothing but being annoying. Hey, what's up, Leo? And yeah, that's about it. So I'm just gonna leave it there for now. So I don't know. Was it Max? Was it Reservation Road? Was it Jane? Was it my mom or was it my sister? And I got to remember she met Jason Von Wilpert too, and Rashawn. So you can see where I'm at with all of this. Open and trusting, and not a single one of these people. Some of them I've known for 15 or 20 years. The other one I told her I am wanting to be serious with them, and so let's build from that. And Jason Von Wilpert is young and apparently too smart and at the same time limited in wisdom to understand that he shouldn't have thrown whatever it was we had going on out of balance, which was nothing really. Which is another strange story. When he told me something about, we're not best friends or anything, I'm like, I didn't fucking think we were either. I don't know what all that's about. I'm just, I think it was the first time that I was over at his spot with his other roommates and things like that. And, I try not to. I actually try not to hog up on people within their own spheres, you know? When we're out surfing and shit like that, high five and all that other good shit. But I don't try to, friendships are just as important as any other relationship as far as I'm concerned. Getting between people's friendships is not all that cool. Geez, I want to go on about the Jason Von Wilpert thing because I think with all this craziness, I'm wondering if he's the one who killed Sweetie, my guinea pig. You do that, Jason Von Wilpert? Shame on you, bud. Shame on you. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and close for now. But this is about starting to placing people in different scenarios that had happened, and the timing as it involves other main players, whether it's Carmen or whether it's Ken out there or Lance or the fire, the timing with the fire, the timing of other things, big situations that occurred that are actually really quite fucking serious. Also helped me to figure out, is it heavily weighted on AA, or is it heavily weighted on my family, or is it heavily weighted through Victor, or is it heavily weighted through what is there? There's four main, I guess, organized groups. It's more than four, but I guess there'd be four main ones. We'll go over that in the future too. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I wanted this to be 2 minutes, by the way. It's only 22 minutes. What's an extra 20 minutes? I hope y'all are having a nice day, and please have a nice weekend. Thank you.